I never think about the past.
Everybody, welcome to Innerbrews, where we talk to a Michigan artist while drinking a Michigan brew. Today I got JT Garfield from multiple bands, and we are drinking a Short Brews Freedom 78 Michigan beer with apparently the help of a Chicago brewing company. We'll accept it. What's up, JT?
Hey, what's going on?
Dude, I'm so happy you came in here, man. You are by far one of the most talented people I've ever met, and I've known some musicians that are fairly, decent in their craft, but I'm telling you, from going to high school with you, you've always been like that guy that was either playing music or in a band. So yeah. I'm so happy to have somebody from my childhood come kick it with me on this podcast.
I mean, I'm 30. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, right. You made it to 30. Yeah. So let's just jump right in. Let's talk about where you got your start. You obviously are from Ypsilanti, right?
Yep, born and raised St. Joe's, not by your house. But
Same, St. Joe's, yeah. Same way. Where'd you get your start in music?
I used to listen to records all the time with my parents, so they got me really interested in music as a kid. And then as far as guitar goes, my Uncle Chris gave me a guitar to learn on when I was like 11 or 12. Mm-hmm. I was in band before that, so
band in school.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to be a percussionist, and I don't know if you were.
You want to be a drummer?
School. I did. I wanted to be a drummer. Well, okay, so Eric Hurd lived up the street from me, and he was like, "Yo, you have to be a percussionist. Like that would be awesome."
Okay.
And so in 5th grade, when they brought all the instruments in, I walked in. And I was like, okay, where's the percussionist? And this dude was like, hey, come here. Can you, make a noise on this thing? And, had a mouthpiece for a trumpet. And I did it. And he was like, all right, your trumpet.
I guess I'm fucking trumpet
then. I guess
then.
so. I was like, I don't know.
So you said you were listening to records with your family. Was there a certain type of music you were, grew up in?
My dad always listening to the Beatles with me.
Gotcha.
That was, the record. And then my mom had Hendrix, Zappa, Black Sabbath. So my mom was
your mom was hardcore.
My mom was Willow Run, had muscle cars.
Right.
Listening to
What school did your dad go to?
Ipsy.
Okay, right on.
He's
two,
the soft one.
Yeah, I was about to say that's two different areas right there for sure. Okay, so I gotta ask, you got a favorite Beatles song?
Do I have maybe Happiness is a Warm Gun.
Oh, really? Those are deep cuts.
Stanky,
right.
It's got a stanky riff.
You're a lot of people are going to listen to that and be like, what the fuck is that song? Is that a Beatles song? And dude, that is a very deep cut song. Hell yeah.
It's good.
So you started the drums. Did you ever have get the drum set or,
No, I
move
never
forward with it?
No, I never. That was the end of my drumming career.
Your drumming career was
wanting to play drums because Eric told me, oh yeah, get in drums, blah blah, and then they put me on trumpet, and it was over. I never started. Well, I guess I banged on pots and pans. I think I had a drum kit when I was little, too young to remember. So, but that was it.
So when's the first time you touched the guitar then?
Oh man, I think when I was really young, I had toy guitars. So I was I used to pretend to be Elvis. There's pictures of me in fucking Spider-Man pajamas with put little Elvis swoop down and fuck around and.
That's what's up, man. So passion of guitar playing as a kid. Did you ever have garage band during high school?
Oh, you mean to record or
just playing? Just
band.
Starting.
Yeah, the first band I was ever in was with Joe Kingsinger.
Yeah.
At Joe's house, Jesse Barnes, and James Stubbs.
Yep, I know all those gentlemen.
Yes. Yeah. And basically what we did was learn Good Charlotte.
I was about to say covers, a lot of Blink 182 kind of style
Blink
stuff.
182 stuff. We were into the pop punk. We thought that was super hard.
Oh, yeah.
Back then.
That was the hardcore back in the day, bro.
It wasn't, but
in our realm.
We didn't know any better.
Yeah, exactly.
I ended up getting kicked out of that band because I wanted to play Led Zeppelin stuff too much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was not meshing with the pop punk. I found out about Led Zeppelin, started playing like bluesy shit and trying to add it in when we were jamming. And they're like, nah, that's not
Right,
gonna work. That's
right.
not gonna meet our image. So
The guys were just like, you don't have enough Famous Stars and Straps shirts to join this band, so
I never
gotta go hit the bricks.
I never popped a double collar.
Right. So I know a legendary story because all of our friends are musicians and shit, and they know like how important this particular instrument is. Okay,
God, yeah.
so I gotta hear like how many paper routes, how much did it cost?
Oh.
Tell me about this PRS.
We're gonna feel like an asshole because
Oh, really?
I got that guitar because my grandpa died.
See, I heard that story, and then everybody
Yeah,
else
that
is like,
was
no,
true.
he worked hard for that and did paper route.
Did not.
I knew I was right.
No, so my, I at that point, I think my grandpa passed when I was 15, 16. I had already gotten a guitar, but I was like, I want like
The professional one.
nice guitar. And so when my grandpa passed and we sold his house, he was like, leave some money for the grandkids, let them do whatever they want with it, which was super awesome of him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I spent an entire year like on fucking dial-up, looking up guitars, going to Guitar Center, playing a bunch of guitars, and I finally maybe after half a year I decided on PRS, which is they're like amazing guitars.
That's what I mean. I know nothing about guitars, and every guitarist I've talked to is like, dude, the way they made it sound was like this motherfucking guitar had wings and it was made out of solid gold, and it was just the best. Every time I hear stories about this guitar that you got at, how old were you?
I must have been 16.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're talking about a pretty penny, right?
It was about $2,500.
Get the fuck
Yeah.
out.
But I put work in as far as picking it out. I was like, I'm not going to squander this opportunity.
Right.
So, once I decided on PRS, I went to Guitar Center every so often, just started playing a bunch. Then the time came, I was like, okay, I think I've honed it down, and played one. And I was like, all right, this is the one. And been with me ever since.
Yeah, he's still playing it to this day.
Of course.
That
Yeah.
thing is a fucking beast. So let's talk about the first band you were in that actually played gigs.
Let's see. I think Little Island Lake.
Little Island?
No.
I was about to say because
Red Leader.
right?
It started, it was Spartacus when...
Yeah, that's
when I joined
right. Yeah. And you're talking about Mike Zunig, right?
Not at that point.
At that time?
When I started, so it kind of went down where Eric Hurd was trying to get me in his band. I was still in high school. I went out and played with them. And then Travis Stumbo was also trying to get me in his band with those dudes. Travis Stumbo, Lauren Tyra, Cole Stevenson.
What was the band called?
That was Spartacus.
That was Spartacus.
Yep.
At the time.
And so one day I was hanging out and they were like, yo, what's up? You want to come play in our band? And all of a sudden, Lauren just fucking wheels into my driveway and was like, yo, get in. We're going to go play.
You don't got a choice.
They put me in the van, and then I tried out and played with them, and then it just kind of went from there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So did Spartacus turn into Red Leader?
Yes. Yeah. So it just kind of took on different idea of what it wanted to be. We had gotten a new singer at that point. I think the Cole and Lauren weren't in the band anymore. When Lauren left, that's when we got Miguel, who was an amazing bassist. I mean, Cole and Lauren are both amazing, but I don't know, things worked out where they just weren't in the band anymore. We got Miguel, Cole left the band, and then we got Matt Opal, who could scream. And then at that point, it kind of changed our direction.
For sure.
Into what we were doing. And
was Spartacus a metal band, or was it?
No, it was funky rock.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was funky rock stuff. They were good songs, but once Matt Opal got in and did vocals, we started writing heavier stuff. stuff.
For sure.
I'd always listened to a lot of heavier music. So when the opportunity arose, I think all of us were really into Under Oath, and we were like, okay, let's start writing some shit like along these lines, like the style of music.
I gotta ask, because after listening to the Red Leader songs, were you guys influenced by Chiodos at all?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, there was a moment in I believe it's All This Fire Makes Me Want to Smoke.
It was very Chiodos.
I was
moment,
like, this sounds.
We
like...
got the piano going.
Yeah. And then just I'm probably butchering his last name. Zuniga?
Yeah, Zuniga.
Yeah. His growl.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Is second to none. That's
so deep,
and I'm talking about it almost felt effortless from him.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was. He didn't seem to be putting a whole lot into it.
No.
What came out was
fantastic, right.
Mm-hmm.
So how long did you play in Red Leader before like changing out of the metal scene? Because if I'm not mistaken, Red Leader was kind of your last metal band, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to call it metal,
I mean,
in comparison to who we were playing with,
right?
It was not. We were more emo.
Okay, emo screamo.
I wanted to be in a metal band,
right?
That was what I was working with, and tried which I enjoyed it. Like we wrote some good songs.
For sure.
But Travis wasn't so into the idea of like we were wanting to get heavier and heavier. He wasn't super into that, which whatever. Different folks want different things. That's not a phrase.
But probably not.
But yeah, so that broke up, and then at that time, I think I was going to Washtenaw Community College, and I had met Bob from Little Island Lake. He was like writing songs on banjo and stuff, and I was like, hell yeah, let's play. We got together, and then it kind of formed from there for Little Island Lake.
Yeah, let's talk about Little Island Lake, because I listened to Jawbone, the album, and I'm telling you, like that I feel like that whole album is a journey, because when you hear Bob singing the songs, and then all of a sudden Mary comes in, it's almost like a whole different take. Like her voice is phenomenal.
Oh, it was and still is one of my favorite voices. Mary is an amazing musician.
And you've played solo with her a couple times too, haven't you?
I have a, I mean, we haven't been doing shit right now, but I started a solo project called Mother Night. It's not the sort of thing that I really need, but it suits me fine. That I have her on playing with me, which I'm fortunate to have her. She's so busy, or at least usually is so busy with all sorts of music projects. She plays with everybody because
she's so good at what she does in her craft.
So to have her set some time aside for, one of my projects is, it's nice.
For sure. How long did you play with Little Island Lake?
Oh man, so Little Island Lake, we used to smoke a lot of weed. It all seems kind of like a little, seems like a blur. I can't really remember exactly when. It must have been like 2010, like maybe 2009 to 2012. Little Island Lake was going, and we would play Woodrifts a lot. It was just like a really solid, fun experience. It fizzled out, and then that's where Truman came in.
Right. Do you have a favorite song from Little Island Lake?
Oh man, it's been a long time since I thought about Little Island Lake. But I think Zilwaukee.
Okay.
Zilwaukee was, I think that is on Jawbones. Yeah, it's on Jawbones. And actually we recorded it at Zach, Eric, and Tony had a house on Congress Street, and we recorded it up there. But that is like the way that song came about, where we were just like pretty lit up in the basement. We just started jamming, and we really liked what we heard. I started doing some weird things on the guitar, where like in lieu of like a volume pedal, just kind of like hit a note and then like roll up the volume, and like that was kind of blowing my own mind. Oh man, this is
I'm shocking myself.
And then on the record, like it's probably one of my favorite like solos that I've done. It's just like pretty interesting. But yeah, that song is good, and most of those songs are Bob or Mary writing, and that was like pretty influential on me to see that aspect of songwriting, because I had come from louder bands at that point, and then seeing that more subtle approach to songwriting where it's not really about like how loud or how like impactful volume wise or whatever you're
Knowing
getting.
the spaces of,
But yeah,
of
it's
open
like
space, right?
You're putting together a song there might not be a whole lot going on, but it's still a pretty impactful song. So like
100%. Yeah.
figuring out how to do that and like learning from them was really impactful on me.
Hell yeah. So I mean, I talked about this with Sam. A lot of the people that were in Little Island Lake went into Truman, right?
Yeah.
And I'm talking about from very, like you say, almost calm music playing to this aggressive folk music. I don't know. Truman's such a weird band to put them in any kind of category because there is no category. Like you can't say it's post rock or like aggressive folk. Mm-hmm. It's so odd, and it's just a masterpiece. I love it. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it pisses me off that I can't really, like, describe Truman's sound sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Like, what does your band sound like? I don't know.
I can't even tell you.
I don't know. You just gotta,
you just gotta do it.
It's like dynamic music, I guess. I'm not sure. But yeah, Little Island Lake had a spot at Spur. I can't remember how that came about. I think the Sleeper Reason had that spot, and since Eric was drumming, we were sharing that with them, I believe, something like that. There was like a lot of bands coming in and out of that room, but we were at Spur. Little Island Lakes fizzled out. We just weren't doing anything anymore, and so we still had the practice space. So I was just like, well, I want to still write and play in bands. Like we're not gigging at all. So I just had this idea to kind of like come up with my own band and to front it, because I had really got my start singing in Little Island Lake. Doing backup vocals and stuff, and eventually writing a few songs of my own that I was singing lead on. So I was like, well, I can do this. I just need to find bandmates.
Right.
So obviously Zach and Eric were like right there with me in Little Island Lake. We were still practicing together and playing music and stuff. So I got them involved in the Truman solo stuff, and it kind of went from there.
Yeah, how was that transition from being the backup to pretty much taking the helm?
I mean, it was weird. It took some getting used to, for sure. It was kind of nerve-wracking at first, but the more I kept doing it, the more comfortable I got with it, and I don't know.
And you got a great supporting band behind you,
that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, you're as equally as good as the people you play with. And I feel like in a lot of bands that has to be something the forefront of your music is if your guys aren't supporting you, and I'm not even talking about musically or I'm talking about like mentally.
Yeah.
Like you can lead this band. I trust you to take this helm. I trust you to write your songs the way you do. And
yeah, I mean that definitely plays a factor, like a huge factor in like being comfortable on stage, like knowing everybody has your back. Everybody's going for the same thing, has the same vision. And eventually, Truman turned into a solo project that, we recorded. It sounded really good. And then, we got Sam on board after a little while. And eventually, which I prefer, it moved away from me being the, like, main contributor to more collaborative, which I think it has improved.
Do you think that came in when Sam came in?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Sam has like I think he's got a very different style of playing than I do, and it really complements and adds a lot of layers and stuff. So at a certain point I was just like, I don't need to be like it's boring. It's boring to me to be the only person coming up
Right.
with ideas and song stuff. I was like, I have this like partial idea maybe, or someone has a partial idea. Let's run it together, and we'll spend like a couple hours sometimes writing a song and going through parts and like, oh, maybe this, maybe that, and a lot of times end up on where we started, but it's like that process of fleshing everything out, knowing that we went through everything. And
It's like a mental checklist.
Yeah, it's like an exploration of songwriting. I think of just like trying all sorts of shit out. Like nothing's off limits, and I think that process kind of brought us together even closer, musically and personally.
Hell yeah. I saw that you have a couple practice videos of Truman out there. I believe it's on your Facebook and probably on your YouTube as well. But there was like you could see that. You guys see like even the moments of glances, checking with each other, like here comes that part kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like you guys got full trust in one another, and I feel like that shows in your music. That's the reason why the band's so good.
Yeah,
the audience can hear that.
We're really in tune with each other when we play. I mean, we've been playing together for such a long time, and we have a whole lot of fun doing it. So it's just a win-win all around.
Hell yeah! And then before Corona hit, like you guys were playing gigs. Don't get me wrong, but you guys started doing these porch shows that I feel like just became like the thing to do on the weekend.
Yeah,
was like get over there and listen to these guys. Those and their friends and
super fun. Yeah, I started porch shows when I was living on Washington and Washtenaw, and I was just like I don't know. It seemed like a good idea. I was like, we have a nice porch in the yard. I was like, fuck, let's start a show.
Hell yeah! So, and I mean, every time I went and saw, I had an absolute fucking blast. Great tunes. You guys did multiple bands. It wasn't just a Truman thing, but it was like solo groups, and it was almost like the best coffee house you ever been to. Listen,
dude, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we would cook out.
Yeah.
Have free food. Eventually, my boss at Beezy's she would sponsor us so we could like go to fucking I don't know, GFS and like buy burgers and shit without having to spend much money. And then we'd cook out, free food. I was like upfront with people, like this isn't gonna be a paid show. We're just gonna recoup our costs for putting this on. This is like if you want to come and play, have a really good time, hang out with the community. Anybody's welcome. All sorts of genres. Hip hop, rock, indie,
all of it.
Yeah, everything. It was a really good time.
That's like the beautiful thing about Ypsilanti, because I bring this up a lot, is all Ypsilanti is a multi-plot or a melting plot. Say this again. Melting pot of creative talent. Like I don't know too many friends of mine that aren't artists in the city.
Yeah,
that's just everybody's in either a group, painting, stand up, whatever everybody's got their finger in something.
Yeah, everyone I know around town is doing something creative. If it's not music, it's something else, art wise or whatever. It's a really nice spot to be.
It really is. It fills the creative juices in everybody, seeing all your friends doing other things, and it gives you like hope and drives you to do better in your own personal projects. Yeah. Do you got a favorite song from Truman?
Oh man, I mean, I kind of consider the first EP one song. It kind of they all run into each other. So I mean, that was like, I was really stoked about that, and I still am stoked about like pulling that off, being able to do that. But I think my favorite standalone song might be a song called "Broken Minds Rebuild."
Okay.
Which we always call Chang, based off of the a bassist of the Deftones. That was like, there was a time when we were writing that album that I was listening to a lot of Deftones. I was kind of going for that vibe, and like, that was probably the closest we got. But it's just like a really good song. Yeah, it's a banger. It's got a lot of dynamics. It comes out soft, hits really hard, kind of goes back soft again, and then hits even harder at the end. I always have a really fun time playing that song.
So one of my favorite songs. I told Sam that my favorite song was Slow Burn, but it was truly because I was saving this song for you because I wanted to know some backgrounds because I saw the video and I was like, somebody did an amazing job shooting this. Sit Silently.
Oh, Sit Silently, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I love that song.
That is such a great song.
I'm trying to think of like the video, what video that is.
My eyes cease to focus as my mind drifts away.
It's shot in black and white. There was a lot of like, I want to say there was like walking through wood scenes.
Oh, I think you're thinking of Splintered Mirror.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Splintered Mirror. That's off the EP. So that was Josh Peters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Josh Peters filmed that. I was like,
Did not realize that.
I want to make a video. I don't know what I really want it to be about or anything. But like maybe I can just walk through some woods.
Right on.
Just keep it like pretty chill or whatever. Like I don't know. I was like standing in the middle of a fucking creek, and he was filming me from a bridge, and like people are like walking by, like, "What the fuck is this guy
doing over there?"
Yeah, I like had a guitar like in the middle of a fucking creek off a bridge, and like
I thought I saw myself today. I saw right through my own disguise.
I mean that is I don't know. That is a song that sometimes I get tired of playing because it's like one of the I think that was
the older one.
that was
right?
the first Truman, like full Truman song, I think. But it really it's good. I like.
Do you
it.
find playing like the older like albums that you guys started with, and like I don't know what your last band or last gig was. Do you find it hard playing the old songs?
No.
No.
I think especially if we haven't played them in a while, it's really nice to hit them again and kind of feel what we were feeling at the time when we wrote it or when we first started playing it. I don't ever have any problem playing old stuff. They're like old friends.
Right. Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys do any covers?
No.
No?
Truman never did covers.
I was about to say because like when I talked to the other guys, Travis and Aaron, as a metal band, there was that sense of like doing a cover to get in the crowd into your band. But I noticed that through a lot of folk music and a lot of similar styles, that's not the case.
Yeah, I think, when I was in Red Leader, we did Livin' La Vida Loca.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's a metal thing. It's almost like
But I think the way that I look at it is that, like, in a harder band, covering a song that is popular and is not metal lends itself to be something pretty awesome. If you hit it right. But for Truman, if we were to cover a band, like, we're not, like, so over the top that it's going to be so different from the cover. It's just kind of
right.
Like, we'd be, unless we really thought about it and did a song in a completely different style, like,
You guys telling me you guys couldn't cover Wet Ass Pussy and make it
we could
Truman?
cover anything. We could cover anything.
I just saw Sam's eyes just light the fuck up like, I can't wait to do that song.
But I don't know if I can rap, so I bet Zach could. Zach could probably.
I would pay money to see that man
Zach
start
and Sam
spitting
could
bars.
do the vocals. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like for Truman, we've never focused on that. We just kind of focused on just trying to be. Not saying that there's anything wrong with doing covers. I've done
not at all.
Fair share, but it just never crossed our minds to start doing covers. The whole premise of the band, I think, is like we're going to write songs that we love and have a good time playing it, and hopefully that will translate out to the crowd.
I truly feel it does.
Yeah.
Man. Like I am not like not talking down about any of the projects you were in. I appreciated Little Island Lake as much as everybody would. Not my cup of tea, but like there's something about Truman that is like the essence of that, and then an essence of the hardcore scene in that. Like, it's a perfect blend.
Obviously with Truman, Sam came from playing in metal bands. Eric came from playing in metal bands. And I've always listened to metal bands.
And always wanted a metal band, right?
Yes, yeah, I did, and I still don't have it.
I tell you what, you got a lot of friends that are in the scene, bro. So, do you have aspirations of starting another band?
Not right now. No. Right now, what I really want to do is just kind of kick Truman back up.
Yeah, for sure.
We have like a whole album to record, and I would like to play some of these newer songs a bit more.
I would like to hear them.
So really, that's my aspiration right now. I'll probably continue writing solo stuff.
Right.
And if the time arises, maybe gather people to play that with me. But I don't really ever think about my solo stuff as like, this is what I want to do. It's kind of stressful, like being in that situation. It's like I've asked people to play with me. It's like, here's some songs I wrote, play with me. That's how Truman started, and I didn't like that and moved away from that pretty quickly and got everybody collaborating. So, writing solo stuff, writing songs in general is just always a must.
Do you find it harder being a solo artist than in a band? Because, in my eyes, it would be harder trying to link up with people and find common ground to make a certain sound come out that you want to hear versus it just being all on you. Like, you have more control.
I started doing solo stuff. I think maybe that might have been when Eric moved out of town. I had this like crazy idea when I first started Truman, before Sam got into like having A, B, and C team of like, okay, I want to always be able to play whenever I want. So I'm going to teach 3 drummers, 3 other guitarists, 3 bassists how to play this shit. And then when I decide to play, like, we're going to...
Wow, you had reserves, bro.
Yeah, and then I only ended ever up with, like, a B team. I taught, like, a few other people, and, like, it was too ambitious. But then, honestly, like, once Eric and Zach got in on it, I was like, no, I can't have anybody else.
Right, there's no one else, right.
But, yeah, as far as solo stuff, it's like, I like playing solo stuff when there's not anything else going on, because sometimes you just get that, like, I need to play a fucking show.
Right. You
Like,
get the itch.
Yeah.
And you need to do something.
And so I was like, well, Truman can't do it right now, so I'll go sing some songs on my own. But I definitely prefer being in a band setting, collaborating and sharing that energy. When you're playing by yourself, to me, it's just kind of like you putting out just energy outward. You're not kind of like...
taking in anything.
There's nothing coming back.
It's like a vacuum. It's just...
Yeah.
Where did the name come from?
That was a placeholder name. It was what my grandpa went by. It's also my middle name.
Oh, really?
Which I don't like to say out loud,
so let's just name the band that.
Shut the fuck up. Don't tell anybody.
Don't worry, nobody watches.
Yeah, it was a placeholder name, and then I just kind of started focusing more on the songwriting. Didn't really think much of it.
I thought it came from the Jim Carrey flick. I'm gonna be 100%.
Whichever.
I was like, I love that movie too.
I kind of liked it. I don't mind it. I think that it's just like a nice little standalone.
For sure, it really hits. Like, I don't connect that name to anything else other than your guys' band now. Yeah. Right on. So, where do you see the scene coming in after COVID? Do you think we're gonna be arm to arm, crowd to crowd?
We will eventually. I've been trying to stay optimistic. I'm really trying not to think about.
Right. Leave it to me to bring it up.
Which leads to optimism, I guess. I don't think shit will be the same, but we'll get back together, I think. Hopefully sooner than later, because
my fucking fingers are crossed.
I miss it. I miss it a lot.
I've been itching to get on stage and do stand up. I cannot find a fucking gig out here that I feel comfortable with.
Yeah,
just get on stage without a mask and have unmasked people around me. Like, yeah. It's very sketched out right now. I started doing the stand up right before COVID hit. Yeah. It was like 3 or 4 gigs.
Yeah, I came to one of them at Ziggy's. It was sweet.
Yeah, you liked it?
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it was great.
Because I feel like, and an artist got this opinion too, hearing your own stuff sometimes drives you insane. Like, you hear the faults. You don't hear the achievements you made in whether it be a joke, a song, you always look at the faults. So
No, it's
I
yeah.
appreciate that.
Any little thing, whatever you're doing. At least for me, I'll focus on that. I don't see the big picture. Like I'll get pissed off about some dumb thing you will notice.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean, like I think I saw, Aaron's interview. Abraham's interview. Like he was saying, and I agree that I think it'll come back even stronger than before. People have been missing it. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that day, and I'm looking forward to it.
I got high hopes. So we usually end this all with one of the three questions. I don't twist any arms or anything like that. It's a sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So sex would either be how you lost your first virginity, or how you lost your only virginity. Worst drug experience, or you talk about your most rock star moment, the moment you felt like a rock star.
All right, well, I don't kiss and tell. So, so I mean, the worst drug experience is I don't know if he'll get mad at me for saying this. Maybe you can check in and bleep it, but I bought some acid once, and that shit sucked. I did not have it. It was my first time taking acid. I just stayed in a room and looked at the ceiling. I think like House Hunters International was on. I started getting like fucking freaked out about how globalization is killing culture and
What the hell is going on in your head on an acid trip?
bunch of bullshit.
Apparently.
It wasn't a good time. Like it didn't hit me hard enough. It just made me stressed out.
Yeah.
The next day, like I don't think I slept. I was just awake and I was still feeling weird. I like WebMD'd. Like, is this forever? Like, had to like pick my brother up.
Man,
from school.
only you could take acid and your mind turns into NPR out of nowhere. Like, what is that? Well, brother, I had a blast talking to you. This beer is absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to finish it and have another. I enjoyed your company.
Cheers. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you subscribe, share, tell everybody about it. Y'all be nice now, you hear?
Oh, I have to say something?
You can feel free, bro.
What do I want to say? Well, hello, America. I guess just fucking world peace if we can fucking manage it. No, I don't know.